Welcome everyone to another video, and in this video we are going to be something fun. At least I thought it was fun, with the 25% increase on the best friend boost from 10 to 25%. That really opens up a lot of opportunities to do some pretty cool duos. And you know, me, I love PvP. That's my main thing right now, but I also love doing these like raid challenges and PvE challenges, so I'm still going to do them occasionally, and this is a good opportunity to mix the two of them. And in this video I'm going to be showcasing how we did Absol with all 12 unique Great League fighting Pokemon. We could also done this with Fairy and with Bug. I'm not sure those are going to be easier or harder, but something that we could definitely try out if you want us to see it. Let me know down in the comment section below if that's the case. So in order to do this, I had to check whether or not it was actually even possible. So I punched in Absol as the raid boss, put the moveset, which is Snarl, Megahorn, put the weather, which is going to be Snowy, and put the CP at 1500, which is going to be approximate. You actually want more attack weighted Pokemon. Because you're compared to PvP, you are attacking it twice. You're attacking twice as much as you are getting attacked. So that CP allocation still favors attack oriented Pokemon, which you're going to see in a little bit. So we're going to put Counter Dynamic Punch. Click on Battle. We're going to click on Run as Solo Attempt, and you'll see that the time to win is 316 seconds, 0.3. For this one particular simulation, for this one particular run, because you know when the raid boss does charge moves is random, and there's some other RNG associated with it, and you'll see 13.51 feints, and yeah, you'll see there, and basically I collect those numbers for all 12 Pokemon. So we're gonna see Sparkle, Tangerine Tide. These are all like single simulations, so they might be on the good side, they might be on the bad side. You'll see on the Machamp it's 315.2, which was slightly better than what I was showing beforehand, and the number of feints was 13.46. So Sparkle Tangerine side is Machamp, Breloom, Hariyama, Blaziken, Primate, and Hitmontop, and you'll see that Breloom actually has a better time to win than Machamp because it has a slightly higher attack stat, but you'll see the feints are significantly higher, 19.12 compared to 13.46, which means that if there are, we're basically going to use 12 Pokemon, then on average there's going to be a relobby on Breloom and on Machamp, so it's a little concerning. You'll see that Machamp, Breloom, Hariyama, and Blaziken will all fit the 180 second, 360 second time to win threshold in order to actually successfully do this duo. And then you'll see Blaziken, and really only Blaziken in this group fits the TDO category of fainting less than 12 times. 12 Pokemon 12 times. And that's because Blaziken resists Snarl and then double resists Megahorn with its fighting and fire type. And Breloom is actually neutral because to Megahorn because of its grass typing. So that's a little bit concerning. So what I also did was I punched the numbers to calculate dodging. Dodging are all in yellow. So you'll see like Machamp goes up like 6 seconds slower, but the number of feints puts it below 10, which is great. Breloom actually increases in time, even with dodging, and decreases in feints pretty significantly, and that's because otherwise Megahorn would basically one-shot Breloom, and by dodging, you convert some of your HP that would have been lost into energy, which allows you to get off more dynamic punches. You'll see the same thing with Hariyama relative to Machamp, and basically all of them are pretty similar. Their time to win generally increases, and then their number of feints decreases. So when we take a look at dodging averaged out, this is not a perfect science because some Pokemon will last a little longer. Machamp is naturally tankier than Primate, for example, so you can spend more time, but roughly 340.95 seconds with no dodging, but 13.52 feints, and there's no way we can relobby on this raid because it's way too tight in time. And with dodging, it's 356.42 with 9.53 feints on average. So with dodging is going to be very important, but the time to win is super close. So that's something I need to take consideration. We take a look at my team, which is going to be Toxicrow, Machoke, And the reason why I picked Machoke is that we ran out of counter users, and counter users are good. There are other counter users like Wobbuffet, or even Ursaring was actually not a bad option because it also has close combat but has no stab on it. Defense Deoxys but has no fighting second charge move. Machoke in PvE, Karate Chop is actually sometimes better than counter. It generates energy slightly faster. So in some situations actually better, but it's pretty close regardless. So Machoke has Karate Chop Dynamic Punch. And then we have Lucario, which is a hugely attack side oriented Pokemon. Even without Dynamic Punch, it has counter, Power Up Punch, Close Combat. Close Combat and Power Up Punch are pretty close, but because it's pretty close. You could use either one. Close Combat's usually preferred over Power Up Punch in raids. Then we have Heracross with counter and Close Combat as well. A Hitmonchan, and then Medicham. And as you can see, Medicham, even though it has a better moveset than a lot of these Pokemon, like Hitmonchan has Close Combat, Heracross has Close Combat, Lucario has Close Combat. Medicham is actually way below, and that's because it's more of a bulky Pokemon. It doesn't go up to 1500 CP, so its attack is way lower than the rest of these. And you'll see that Toxicroak, and Machoke not only are below the time to win, but also below the death threshold of 12. But when we plug in their numbers, we'll see that Toxicroak actually doesn't lose that much, and able to survive a little bit longer. Same thing with Machoke. Lucario has a slight advantage against Megahorn, even though it's like pretty squishy because it double resists the Megahorn with its steel and fighting typing, so it's not too bad. And then Heracross and but anyways, you'll see the average is pretty similar to Sparkle Tangerine's side, about 340 seconds, about a little over 13 feints, with dodging is just under 360 and just around 10 and a half feints per. So enough of taking a look at the numbers. So we know it's going to be possible, but we had to tinker with this team quite a bit. I had Defense Deoxys, Ursaring, and Sparkle Tangerine was trying to use an all shiny team, but her Medicham was total garbage. And so we eventually implemented a couple different Pokemon, changed up a few movesets, like we added Machoke in because we realized that Karate Chop is almost as good as counter. And as well, we kept running into Psycho Cut, and then Toxicroak. One of the MVPs of a run with Snarl end up being 4 times weak against Psycho Cut, so end up not contributing very much. But let's go ahead and take a look at that. So unfortunately, this video is already started, but let's go ahead and get started. We are using the empty lobby trick, and as you can see here, most of Sparkle Tangerine's team is shiny, and you'll see Toxicroak and Machamp. They're both doing counter and dynamic punch, and the first dynamic punch is pretty free, just because it's gets her. And I actually thought sometimes the raid boss freezes and it lags, and I thought a Megahorn was coming, and it actually wasn't. So I turned over to Sparkle Tangerine. Has like the Megahorn happened yet? She's like, nope. And then this is actually pretty good. This is very good RNG. We both successfully dodged the Megahorn. She actually ends up getting the Phantom glitch. Her Machamp is still doing damage, but it's very confusing. And unfortunately, I do try to dodge it, but unfortunately, I don't survive. Toxicroak does double resist. I'm pretty sure poison resist bug. Someone will let me know. I don't know though. This resistance is very confusing. Anyways, and then as you can see here, you can see how quickly these Karate Chops just generate energy. It's absolute madness. And Machoke, such a monster. At 1500, pretty decent. If Karate Chop was better, then it might actually be a legit option to use in PvP. And you can see Machoke able to outlast Breloom, and that makes sense because Megahorn is going to make it neutral to Breloom. And you see Lucario with counter and close combat. I tried to dodge there, but I got too greedy on the counters. But that's quite alright. I'm going to be able to get off this close combat before fainting. And I think I got it off. and then I didn't dodge the Mega Horn, but we're way ahead. It was very passive at the beginning, so we're gonna be totally fine in this situation. I'm gonna dodge this a close combat on my side, and Sparkle Tangerine is on Primate. And I need to dodge this with this Hitmonchan because, again, you saw the numbers. Medicham is not going to do enough DPS to be able to take it out. So I get a little greedy, and I go for the close combat before the Mega Horn comes, and I dodge the Mega Horn, and I really need to get off another one. And because Snarl is resisted, it's not doing that much damage to Hitmonchan, even though it's really squishy. It's only 1,499 CP, and Sparkle Tangerine does get Slight Phantom. It probably would have been better for me to have... I get it off. And Close Combat is a very quick move in PvE, so it's very fortunate. I don't dodge this because I want the energy, and I know I'm going to survive it because Medicham is pretty bulky, and it's not going to do a ton of DPS, so I need as much DPS as possible. So that Mega Horn was very fortunate for us, and we were able to beat it with about 5 seconds left, maybe time stopped around 8 seconds, and that him on top is celebrating. It should be spinning on its head. We just completed this raid. And you'll see getting 6 rank candies off of tier 4 and a charge TM makes up for like the 20 charge TMs that I used. And you'll see that the damage was pretty similar, and that's based off our calculations as well. So if you guys want to see more PvE type challenges, or you guys want to see us do the same thing against Tyranitar, which is going to be pretty similar. Tyranitar hits slightly harder, but let me know if you want to see that, and I will see everyone in the next video.